And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999. Glad to have you here. If you guys are not familiar with the lunch stream, well, this is where we just hang out with you wonderful people for the next hour or so. Do a roster review, answer your questions that you may have about the game, and just hang out in general. So, glad to have everybody here on Monday. I know it's the beginning of the work week, but we'll try to bring you some fun stuff to listen to. We got some weird news Monday, so we'll cover that as well. Let's introduce everybody here. We have Dr. Finn, medicine woman, the troll extraordinaire.
Hello, nurse.
Mm-hmm. And also we have the soulless one, the gingivitis expert himself, Stanley Red.
Can we ban Mondays already?
Right, seriously. And of course we have also Grim the mechanic.
Wasabi.
Wasabi to you, my friend.
And we have a Grande sighting too.
What? Where? Who? What? Oh, God. Ugh. You know, he didn't show up until the last second, and now he's here, and it's like, oh, God. Look, everybody, it's the French tickler, the big deal himself, Grande Patron.
Heidi ho, neighbor.
Are you on the road, or what are you doing?
No, I'm actually in a stationary location right now. I can't even freaking believe it.
That's crazy. That's cray-cray.
I'm telling you, bro. So hopefully I'll be able to, everybody will be able to hear me, and I won't go robotic, and I won't have something crazy happen in the middle of the stream where I have to go do something else.
Right. Someday Grande will have a normal life again. And
someday, hopefully that's only in a few weeks, and I'll be back to normal, but who knows, man. I may not have internet whenever we get into the new place, so it may take a little bit. But we'll eventually get there.
Eventually, you know, once you get the house all lined up and...
Yeah.
How long are you on that house? You said to the 21st, right?
Yeah, the 21st. But one of the closings already slipped to the 24th. So hopefully it doesn't slip again. Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, I blame Finn. All right, so let's get to the mechanism real quick. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, if you're watching this, you love the content we're putting out. It helps to subscribe and help get the channel grow. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon already, we've got some great stuff on there. If you want to support us, please go to our Patreon and check it out and see if you want to support us in that way. All right, let's get to our roster review today. And we are doing D.L. Blaine's roster review, and they are in Dark Lord Rogues.
Whoop, whoop.
Very interesting.
That's what's sanely enough. That's what's sanely in me.
Oh.
Yeah, he's with us.
That's right. And Dr. Finn, what is old D.L. Blaine looking for today?
Oh, right. So, what he is looking for, and he kind of gave a whole detailed spiel about everything. So he's definitely.
Then let's just take it one at a time. Oh my god.
No, so he wants to know where he should be heading in terms of farming and Zetas, and if he should go for Danger Zone for an anti-Treya team. So he's kind of just looking as to where he should go with his roster right now. He's waiting for Jedi Training Ray. He started on Death Trooper for Chex Mix, so he does have some heroic Sith focus that he has going on here. He's got 2 Zetas that he's trying to figure out what to do with. So that's what he's kind of looking at.
Right.
In Arena, he is getting first or second. He's in a rotation for that. But he is trying to make sure he's prepared for Treya teams as they may start popping up. And then in Fleet, he's getting somewhere in top 10 pretty much every day.
Is DL Rogues doing heroic Sith yet?
Yes.
They are. So he should be on his way to getting Treya himself.
Well, I heard Danger Zone, so let's look at his rebels. Danger Zone.
Can I say no just to Danger Zone in general?
You can, but you'd be wrong.
I hate putting the investment into Wedge and Biggs when you could build your Imperial troopers with a Magma Trooper as a better counter.
Yeah, it's the Magma Trooper. We'll see what he's got. Well, first of all, his Wedge is only gear 5-star gear 4, so you might want to do. He's got CLS Han. Biggs is 11. he's got 3 of the pieces already there, but he's going to need Wedge for that team.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
here's what I have a question for. He's already got his Sith going, and the rogues
he
are
just
doing
need- he
heroic
just
Sith.
needs a
He's got to be
5-star.
getting Treya, and
Yeah. just
Treya
needs Treya
counters
and we're done.
Treya.
Yeah, but a lot of teams use them on
He said,
defense.
You have a rock, and I'm going to beat your rock with my rock. That's what he needs to work on. I don't really, my rock is almost as strong as your rock, so I'll beat
Well,
you.
how far away is he from Treya?
I don't
Right,
know.
so
How
even
long-
if he's
how
in a-
long how long has Rogue's been doing it? Maybe 3 or 4 weeks now, sanely, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And if he's not in top 10, though, let's just suppose he's in the bottom for a little. Let's just guess because he's
Is Blaine in the chat yet? I don't even know if he's in the chat yet.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
he's in the chat.
Okay. He says we're not quite heroic Sith yet.
Oh,
I thought
Oh.
Rogues was sitting there. No,
I
sorry.
guess they don't keep Grani in the loop about everything in the Dark Lords, do they?
Well, I was trying to figure it out. I thought it gets confusing.
Yeah. So I mean, even if he was doing heroic Sith and he was not in like the top 40 or whatever, so he's getting like the lowest ranked, it's still a while before Treya is going to be in his roster to be the counter. So I think building a counter team is fine. I just don't think
I don't think
it may
Danger
just be
Zone is
I don't
the
like the
team
investment
for
in
him.
Wedge for it.
I mean, why wouldn't we work on Troopers? Because
Mhm.
Troopers, and if we look at his Troopers, I mean, how close are his Troopers?
That's
He's
what
already got
we'll
Thrawn
go
done,
look at his
right?
troopers. Let's go look.
So he has a 2-star Magma, but Magma Trooper can be gotten from Galactic War, right? So that's
days.
Magma.
8 days you can get Magma Trooper
Mhm.
done.
He does have a Shore Trooper at 4 stars, so working on Shore Trooper is something he should do.
His Veers and Stark are 5 and 4 stars. He's got a lot of work to do with his troopers.
He has a lot of work to do no matter what, pretty much gear-wise.
And Star
but
Wars.
I think, yeah, I think Imperial Troopers is the better long-run investment, though, because I think it'll last longer. But to your point, though, Ranger, he does have everything pretty much besides Wedge ready to go. So
yeah, I'd
maybe
go,
working on Wedge is the way for him to go if he's looking
because
for.
he's got stars and stuff to work on with the troopers. I would say that while you're farming your trooper team up, get your Danger Zone team going, and now you're gonna have to get Wedge at least gear 11. Your other characters are fine, but you've got to get him to 11 because he's got to hit hard. Ideally, it's gear 12, but gear 11's fine. If not, then anything less than gear 11 on any of those characters, you're just kind of wasting your time because it just won't hit hard enough and do enough damage and be able to do what you need to do against a Treya team. You're just going to go in there and give that team a free win. So definitely need to focus on troopers.
Luke also doesn't have the It Binds All Things Zeta, which really kind of helps that team gain turn meters slowly against the Treya lead.
Right.
He may need to put a Zeta on CLS as well, which is a good Zeta, so it'll be worth it. And we'll look at your Zetas kind of separately, but yeah, just keep that in mind too with Danger Zone.
All right, so got some work to do with the old trooper team. Let's look at some other teams. Let's look at where is it? Night Sisters.
The other team that you have actually that I just looked at really quick, Jedi can be used to beat Treya teams. Like a Bastila. He has a 4-star Bastila.
Let's go look at his Jedi real quick before we go back to Night Sisters. Then.
Yeah. So it looks like he was working on Jedi a little bit. He needs to definitely push his Hermit Yoda a little bit. His Hermit Yoda is 5-star gear 6, so I would work on getting Hermit Yoda
you got to get him.
But I mean, he has
Grandmaster 11. Ezra needs to go to 11. Bastila needs to go to 11, but she's fine at 4 stars. She does have the Zeta. Old Ben does not have a General Kenobi. Interesting.
He doesn't have a General Kenobi, but he can use CLS on that team.
Yeah, but you could use Old Ben as the tank. I use that team. It's
because
totally
Old Ben
fine.
needs a little bit of work also.
Yeah, but you get him to gear 11, he's fine. Yoda, you got to get him to 7. Well, for Territory Wars, you've got to get him to gear 11 to be effective. But yeah, if you can get those guys to gear 11, you could run that team against Treya. It does counter it. But Not at those levels. You'll get creamed. Sorry, you will get creamed. But that's a possibility too for another counter to your trade team. So focused on some Hermit Yoda and Old Ben Levin. Old Ben just needs gear. Hermit Yoda needs gear, and he needs stars. But we all know how that goes. You just have to
But I think that's probably a better investment for him.
Could be, yeah. So we've got Wedge, Kenobi, and Hermit Yoda. We're looking at working on right now is 2 teams that you can. And the good thing about Jedi, let's say you have your danger zone team ready to be your counter to Traya. If it's set up right, then you can use your Jedi for your guild on defense. It's a good defensive team, the Basla team. Just as a thought process. We were looking at Night Sisters. Because you're getting ready to start doing Heroic Sith. So let's look at your Night Sisters. Got some work to do. Doc is 7 stars. Vestris is 7 stars. Zombie is 6 stars. That's fine. You can get him to 7 stars. You want to go weak zombie. Talzin needs some love. So does Talia. So you need to get the stars and gear on them. This is a team that really you can use in so many aspects of the game. Territory wars, territory battles. Definitely Heroic Sith in phase 3 and 4. So there's a lot. Night Sisters is one of those components that you need. Let's look at resistance. So we have BB-8, 7 stars, gear 10. So I guess we're waiting for
Jedi training
back.
Yeah, JTR. So let's look at Scoundrels and see if he has where's old Han and Rag or Chewie are at. Let's see.
He has him 7-star, level 65 and 64, 7-star gear 8.
Okay, good.
They'll work.
Might need to level them up a little bit, but I mean that you can do at the time. No reason to do anything now.
So when the JTR event comes around here in the next month or two, you'll be able to get her easily, no problem. So you'll have your JTR team. Looks like your BB-8 solid and stuff. So overall, your roster, you've got certain pieces that are fine. I think you're on the right path. There's some things. I'd start farming magma. Finish gearing up your Jedi. Work on Wedge for the Danger Zone team. It's going to be a while before you have Traya. Definitely work on pick a team and focus in on it. So if you're going to do Jedi finishing their gear, do it. Then for your farms, just keep farming the characters that you're farming. Magma, any Night Sisters, things of that nature. Trying to get them to 7 stars. You've got the pieces that you need to get JTR. Once you get her, you want to get her Lisa Zeta on her leadership, and then have the Zeta on BB-8. The other ones are nice. You don't need them, but they really they can make a difference. But at least have a Zeta ready for when you get your JTR done, so you can use her in a lot of things. JTR team can be used in a lot of different parts of the game, and that's really, really good. Overall, I think you've got some really nice pieces, and you've got the right track. I think you can see from what we've talked about, there's some other things you need to focus in on. I didn't look at his first order. First order looks solid. Just needs some gear. I mean, it's a great team on defense. You've got them all 7 stars. The 5. Well, let's see. Yeah, Kylo Ren. Yeah, you've got the main ones you need to run this on defense. Zeta's possibility. You could start working on Zetas for your first order, since you got a while before you have
Trey
and JTR coming to you. So you could definitely start working on doing crews, 2 Zetas and first order Stormtrooper. Get these guys to gear 11 at least.
Those ships are some amazing ships.
Yeah, you'll get Kylo. Yeah, you get the shuttle. Yeah, there's some really good ships in there, and that'll help your overall fleet as well as help your team. It's a great team to use on defense. It really is. Put it in and let it just do its thing. So that's a team you could probably maybe focus in on your Zetas. in game first. But if you're having a lot of problem with Treya, you want to have a counter, then we've given you the teams and stuff that you can work on for that as well. And then, First Order's fine, just needs gear. Night Sisters just need farming for stars. So you got some work to do there. Get Magma, just start farming Magma to Galactic War. So for Zetas, I don't know where his crew is. Doesn't look like he does the Zetas on them. Looking at his Zetas overall, can someone tell me what he has?
They made it easier now on GG. So on the left,
he's
there's
got
a little thing for Zetas.
Yeah, he's got
all of his
Bastila's lead, Lord of Hunger on Nihilus, Lord of Pain on Scion, EP's lead, Thrawn's unique, and Solo's unique.
We can look at, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Zetas. Alright, Scion.
And he's holding on to 2 that he's trying to figure out whether or not he should use on Jedi Training Rey when she comes back. I don't think there's anything wrong with you holding it. The only one I may put one on right now is It Binds All Things on CLS, because I think he can help you now in terms of a Zeta. But anything else, I would hold on to it either for Jedi Training Rey or whatever else is coming this month, because we know that they're dropping at least something new. It looks like it might be a Django marquee event or something like that. He may end up being viable at 3-star, and then you may want to put a Zeta on him, kind of like you did Bastila. So I would consider waiting on everything besides It Binds All Things on CLS.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go with your Zetas. So CLS, or you can go crew. I would say if you want to do CLS, It Binds All Things, and then maybe do crew's leader, you could do that. I mean, you got a lot of different routes you can go. I definitely like the CLS one. JTR, when is JTR going to be coming back in? This month?
Probably
or next
in
month?
October.
Yeah, so you've got at least another month and 2 months before she shows up. Month and a half. And we know you'll get her when she comes in, so you could probably use your Zetas on some of your characters now and then start farming up. But it's up to you what you want to do. At least put one on CLS. So, all right.
He's on the right track for a 1 mil roster. He's got all. I mean, he's gone correct.
Very much so.
And he's got really good mods too.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Are they on his PvP team? I'm assuming.
Yeah. So he said that he's focusing on his arena team for his main optimization, but he hasn't really focused much outside of it. What I would tell you to do is continue with what you're doing right now. Your main arena team, your EP team is modded well. I would then put your second best group of mods on your Jedi team, especially if you're potentially using that as your counter to Treya. So whatever Bastila Liege team you're doing with Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, Ezra, and then CLS, I would try and make sure that they have mods on them after your arena.
There you go. All right. Anything else we need to cover?
Grande, sanely, being that you're alliance mates with him, anything in particular else you want us to review for him?
He's got 4-star Houndstooth.
I think we've done pretty good. I can't think of anything.
Okay. And if you have anything else, Blaine, just let us know on Discord. You know how to get a hold of us. Your stuff is definitely moving in the right direction. I know that the Night Sisters, you said that they're kind of a side project here, which is fine. You're focusing really well on particular squads and building them up. So just keep doing that. Find what squad you want to build up and keep working them up. You have very little empty GP, so you're a really solid 1 million GP roster. So just continue building the way you're doing. The only thing I would mention, just looking at your mods, I wouldn't worry too much about taking mods to 6E, honestly. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of mods that are at 5A, which are great. I would just continue getting more to 5A. You're only gaining like 1 speed secondary on your 6E mods compared to what you have at 5A. And so it's not providing a huge benefit. If it's something that you need to do for your pilots and fleet, which is kind of like the one exception now, which is kind of opposite of what we normally say in terms of arena, but this is more for fleet because the 1 speed does make a difference for every 2 6E that you get. If you need to do it for fleet in order to kind of stay in the top 10 like you're doing, that's fine. But otherwise, I would just focus on 5A.
All right. And of course, DL Blaine, if you have any other questions and stuff like that, you know where to find us. We're in our Discord. You know where to reach out to us. And by us, I mean Grande.
Yeah.
By Grande, I mean the big deal. No, I'm kidding. You can reach out to us, of course.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. All right, let's get to...
well, before we get to weird news, just a couple of things. First thing, Penny Pinch said in chat, I'm actually in the hospital right now. I think I may have had a heart attack. For anybody that believes in God, could you please pray for me? I'm pretty damn scared right now. He's waiting for tests to come back to see if he did indeed have a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Okay, Mr. Penny Pinch,
dang.
we'll pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Ranger,
Definitely.
be nice.
What do you mean I'm being nice? I'm sitting there like, wow, heart attack. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Yeah. Be well, Penny Pinch. I'm sure you're being well taken care of.
Yeah. Jesus. I just played Battlefront with a dude on Saturday. God damn. You never know what lies.
There's a lot of things it can be, and he said he's only 32, so it probably won't be. Hopefully, it won't be anything heart attack related, and all of your enzymes come back
32 and
negative.
having a heart attack. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
But it could be that it's I mean, there's a lot of things that it can get confused with. So
Pleurisy being one.
Hmm?
Pleurisy.
Well, that's even
that can be mistaken for a heart attack, where you get chest pains, but it's not really,
serious.
you know.
Yeah, but that's even more serious than something as simple as heartburn. Sometimes can get confused with it too. You can get really, really nasty heartburn because it just goes up your esophagus. But for whatever it is, Penny Pinch,
we'll be praying for you, brother.
Yeah, man. Jesus. Keep us posted. Jeez.
All right. And then next thing,
wow.
Before we go into weird news, this is something swgoh related. I just wanted to bring up because we've had a few posts on our videos about it. And so I wanted to talk about it here before we jump into the news. And it's about mods, and in particular, gray mods. Okay? So, and I don't know what all of you guys think, so we'll just kind of go around the horn and discuss it. But I know previously, a lot of us have said not to do anything with gray mods. And there's a particular reason for that. And I want to make sure everyone is kind of clear on why we say not to do anything with gray mods. So, gray mods can indeed end up with the same speed as a gold mod in the end. With the new changes that they have, gray mods have the potential of having 4 rolls on a speed secondary and getting you that plus 25 speed and whatnot. The reason we say not to mess with gold mods is not because of the fact that it has gray mods, is not because of the fact that it doesn't have a similar top end speed or top end secondary. What it is that in order to get a gray mod to the level of a gold mod, you now need to do 4 slices, all of which have a 25% chance of leveling up that secondary. So you are running RNG on 4 slices in order to get it up to 5A, which should be the goal initially, and then 6C obviously afterwards. In order to get a mod from gray up to purple, okay, so I'm going to go from gray to purple. You have to, and I don't know if you guys have seen any different. My drop rate is roughly around 1 mod mat per attempt on average. Yeah, because sometimes I get 0 a few times, and then I'll sometimes get 2 or 3, but a lot of times it's usually just like 1 per attempt. So if you're averaging about 1 mat per attempt, in order to get from a gray to a purple, you have to spend about 780 mod energy. That 700 mod energy in the same time period could have gotten you 46 mods from farming a challenge. So instead of farming for 46 mods and then trying to get a purple or a gold and potentially a blue that could get 2 rolls or something like that, where you would then need even less slicing, you are now spending 780 mod energy in order to get RNG rolls from gray to purple. And if you don't get a roll, let's just suppose for a second, right? You do a roll on a gray from gray to green and you don't get the roll. What are you going to do at that point? Are you going to attempt it again and roll it? Because you've already gotten yourself to the point where you're using a green, right? So what if it doesn't roll? Now are you going to forget about the fact that you still have 3 other rolls in order for it to get to gold, and you're going to give up on it. That's why we say don't worry about gold. I mean, don't worry about gray. Don't even worry about green, because green isn't the same as it was before. Mm-hmm. You don't have that guaranteed first roll. Blue is on the outside. Purple is fine, and gold is definitely what you're looking for. It's not the fact that the upper end is any lower on a gray or any lower on a green or blue or purple or gold. They're all the same top end possibilities. The problem is how much mod energy you're wasting and investing in a gray mod when you could have otherwise gotten more mods.
Can I make a caveat to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's one mod style, there's one mod shape that is very much rarer than all the other mod shapes.
Yes. Yeah. Are you going to talk about primaries? Because primaries is the exception.
And so I'm going to say, so let's say we had triangles, right? Let's say you were looking at triangles. And let's say you had a triangle that was a D. It was a green or it was a blue. And it came in as like crit chance primary on a crit chance or a crit damage set bonus. And you were going to put that on your BB-8. And when you rolled it, it rolled a 12 speed. It double rolled speed. And it's a D mod. I would, that particular, and it ran with like crit chance secondary, or it ran with like a huge offense secondary. That is one mod that I would say if you wanted to level that one up from D to C, that you could do that, and I don't think anybody would have any trouble with that.
Yeah, there are outliers and exceptions to the rule. I mean,
they're usually the primary stat, though. It's the primary
that's
stat.
Because the primary is what you want, the set bonus is what you want, and two of the bumps already went for stuff that you like. So right. And it's a shape that I'm going to tell you right now. I would be happy to get that shape right now today. So, with the right primaries. So yeah, I'm totally fine.
So and the other caveat is when you first start collecting mods, you're just trying to get mods, right? You can't be too particular, right? But as you start progressing, right, you want to start focusing on those higher level mods, right? When you first get into modding, right, you're like, I just need mods. My characters, period, right? So beggars can't be choosers, except for your arena team. Still want your best mods, easiest to level on your arena team. But when you reach a certain threshold where it's like, you know, when you got, like, for me, I've got mods on all my characters that I'm pretty much using, right? But there are gray mods on there. So what I'm doing now is, as I'm getting greens and blues, I'm just kind of working my way down, like, replace that one, sell it. Replace that one, sell it. Replace that one, sell it. I don't bother with gray mods. I sell them immediately. The only exceptions are those rare ones like the triangle, or if I have a speed arrow, that's great. Well, I'm going to keep that. They're hard to get, and god dang it, I'm not getting rid of that. But other than that, yeah, it's not worth the time and it's not worth the investment. And so when you first start, collect all the mods you can. You're going to need them, right? Mainly because you need a lot of characters that need mods. But you reach a certain point where you start switching over, where you start collecting mods. There's like, okay, I've got mods on my characters, but I don't want grays or greens, and you just sell those, and then you just sit there and you take what good mods you get, and you start from your arena team down, you start flowing the mods down to all your characters, and if you can get rid of all those gray mods on your characters, minus the outliers we talked about, and that's how you should approach modding. Because if you just sit there and put grays on everybody and don't do it the right way, it's going to take you forever to get those mods to 5A gold. And
Agreed.
So you want to cut down the middleman and try to get there to where you can. Yeah, if you need mods on your characters, it doesn't cost too much to level them. But then as you start getting better mods, you start throwing those mods around and start working. It makes mods. You have to manage your mods, unfortunately, but that's the fastest and best way to do it.
So that was just to kind of clarify some of the comments that are being made and why we say to kind of not worry about gray and green mods. It's just because of what you're losing in terms of mods. But yes, to Grande's point, primary, if you get a specific primary and a secondary stat on a set that you like, then go for it. Because I'm doing that with the speed set crit avoidance arrow that's
Yeah.
showing speed secondary, I'll roll those even if I get it on a gray, because it's not very likely that it's going to show up. But anything on the left column, yeah, you shouldn't be worrying about grays.
No. What?
My son is
totally
learning
agree.
tuba,
Left
and my
column,
daughter
don't
plays the
even worry about
drums,
it.
and my dying fridge is louder
Why
than
am
both
I
of
getting-
them.
And I know we have a bunch of mod
sound
questions
good.
that we'll get to
Have
in
you
the
thought
Q&A,
about a
but
Whirlpool
let's
refrigerator?
hit the weird
There are a
news
lot of
first,
great
and then
deals
we'll
Hold
on
on,
it.
we're gonna have
Yeah.
commercials somewhere
Yeah.
from one of
Yep.
these
The
stupid
side-by-side would be
stories you
perfect for a
put
family.
me in.
And it's under $1,000.
Oh my god.
That's so much less than
And I
a
can't
tuba.
find it.
Sounds like
I don't
she's
know which
happy.
one it is.
Wow,
It's
tubas are
Finn.
expensive.
Well, tubas
God
are just
damn
like
it.
Oh my goodness.
It's time
That's
for ad
crazy.
block.
price comparison. You're getting a way better deal with the fridge.
We say that every Monday.
It's the pickup truck one. You can see the little speaker symbol on it.
Stupid, dumb Finn.
It's not. I can't help it that these things put those stupid ads.
Yes, you can.
It's the pickup truck one.
I hate you. Alright, let's get into the weird news Monday since we are getting ad spammed from it. Alright, let's start with the first one. And this one says, overturned truck dumps groceries onto Colorado highway. Okay. A semi-truck that rolled over on a Colorado highway spilled its load of groceries onto the road, causing hours of backups. Colorado Springs police and firefighters said the Safeway truck, which was en route to the company's stores, overturned on Interstate 25 near the Unital Street exit. Photos from the scene show the truck's load of groceries spilled out onto the road. Crews were summoned to the scene, and cleanup operations included flipping the semi back onto its wheels, lasted for several hours. Why is this a weird news story?
Yeah,
No
you have to go
idea.
to the pictures. Click on photos from the scene. And then you can see how all the groceries and everything are all over the highway.
Perfect for all the people with munchies in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. I'm also thinking that a lot of the firefighters are like, holy crap, I can get all my groceries now and just take them home and I don't have to go to the store afterwards.
No, that would be called stealing.
No, look at them. They're organizing it very nicely so that they can take it home with them.
Site's not working. I'm trying to click on it. It's not going to the next photo.
No, there's a link actually in the
Oh,
article.
I'm not
that
going
says-
through all that crap. Oh my god, I can barely get this damn with all the ads popping up. Damn it, Finn. Use your damn
All right, let's
imagination.
just go to the next story.
God.
It's so weird. People need groceries. That's really weird. That's so weird.
And firefighters are taking it. That's the way it works.
Bear opens up pickup truck door, destroys interior. God dang, look at that. I guess he was looking for the bigger nigga basket. Wildlife officials in Tennessee shared photos of a pickup truck that has the inside of its cab destroyed by a bear that locked itself inside. The Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency said Officer Gene Parker responded to the incident in Gatlinburg involving a bear that opened the door to an unlocked pickup truck and closed itself inside the vehicle. The agency said that such incidents are increasingly common in Smoky Mountains with hungry bears roaming around. The incident led officials to issue an all-caps warning: lock your vehicle doors when in the Smokies and never leave food inside. Yeah, look at that. Oof. That was one pissed off, angry, hungry bear. I was looking at the photos. God.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he really had the munchies.
Yeah, this is why they say don't feed the wildlife,
No.
because then they start looking for food where people are.
Yeah, I blame Finn.
It was looking for the porg.
You too can prevent forest fires.
By having bears eat your car.
You too can prevent bear damage by locking them in your car.
Hmm. Good lord.
Don't lock bears in your car. Don't lock bears in your car.
It's like, oh, a little paint, a little linoleum. We can fix this right up. No, I think it's pretty much trash. Look at that damage. That's crazy.
It looks
Yeah,
like a
this is
fairly
what-
nice interior too.
This is
a
what
lot of damage.
This is what Wampa's car looked like when he found out he was only going to be in one episode.
Not word. All right. Woman mortified after dad accidentally posts something very rude on her Facebook page.
Oh no.
The woman didn't realize what the comment meant at first, but now she's dreading seeing him. Facebook is a brilliant way of keeping our parents up to date with what we're doing without having to call them every single day. They can look through our photos, watch our videos, and check what we've been doing in just a few clicks. But one woman is probably regretting showing her dad how to use the social network after he accidentally posted something very rude on her wall. She has no idea what to do and is dreading the next time she sees him. She believes he's accidentally copying and pasting his recent Google search and posted it on her page as the message read, "Classic Vintage Porn UK." Oh dear. She didn't notice at first, and he since deleted the message. Despite her advice, she shared the story on the parenting website Nut Mums. She wrote, "Earlier today I posted something on Facebook. Not long ago I received a notification. My dad had comments, so I opened it straight away. The comment didn't make sense to me, but my dad often uses phrases that I have not heard of before. As I was in the middle of doing something, I just quickly read it and then closed the app. After I finished doing what I was doing, I went back to read the comment properly. I'm pretty sure that my dad has accidentally posted his Google search to my Facebook instead. Feeling a little awkward. I'm seeing him next week, and it's probably going to be a bit embarrassing now. I'm not sure what to do. Others have probably seen it now too." One user suggested he had just been hacked, but the woman doesn't believe that's the case. In a later comment, she wrote, "I thought of that at first, but whenever I've had friends whose account had been hacked, it's usually a message or comment made with a link attached. I sent him a question mark, something wrong with your account message. I've literally just checked my Facebook page and he has deleted the comment. He has replied to my message, which makes me think it was him who actually did it. So awkward."
Technology, ain't it great?
Oh, classic UK porn. That's amazing.
Well, we can tell what Pops is into.
Hey. God,
He likes him a classy Brit.
I like to look at porn, but only the classics. Jolly good. Jesus. All right, let's see. Next one.
We got Shakespeare, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Sure.
And then what was his other?
Classic UK porn. There you go.
And then there you go. Boom.
All right. Next one. Virginia man erects electrified fence near school bus stop to keep kids off property.
That's a good idea. You don't have to yell at people to get off your lawn. They just stay off your lawn. That's a wonderful idea.
A homeowner in Sandston, Virginia is tired of students coming onto his property while they're waiting at a nearby bus stop. So he chose to erect an electrified fence to ensure they would get the message. They don't respect other people's land, the man told WTVR News. I pick up trash every day. That's when the man, identified by ABC8 as Brian Tucker, decided to set up an electrical fence, which WTVR News reported is powered by a battery. Former Virginia Police Chief...
that's just an
another
ad
one?
for another story.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's one way to keep those damn kids off your lawn. I think Rondi would do this.
I can't. No way, bro.
If there's a bunch of kids destroying your property and stuff every day at the bus stop and leaving trash, you wouldn't.
Why don't you have a conversation, or better yet, why don't you put a trash can out there?
So your answer is go out with a wiffle bat and handle your business.
So it does say the fence separates the man's front lawn from the school bus, and he tried to put no trespassing signs, but it didn't work. What makes you think they're going to use a trash can?
I think they would.
I think
kids don't care.
Kids don't care.
I'm sure if you put a trash can over there, they'd put their shit in the trash. There's stuff in the trash can. I would try the less lethal option first, I'm guessing. You know? I mean...
Well, it's not lethal. It's just you're going to get a little...
That still doesn't stop you from them throwing trash on your yard now. Hey, remember that old man I got buzzed when we were at his house? Let's go put let's go dump some trash in his front yard.
Well, then that would be vandalism, and then they would be in trouble.
I like the quote from a local parent. What, you don't like kids? Me, I'm a parent, and I don't want any kids getting electrocuted.
Yeah, it seems a little...
Don't be getting on my lawn.
He was told to remove the fence.
Electrical fence. I hope he
was told to remove the fence, was he?
Because it was technically placed on county property. However, he can reinstall the fence as long as it stays on his property line.
Well, yeah, it's private property. He can put up electrical fence.
Mm-hmm.
But
he can put thumbtacks on the ground if he wants to.
There's an easy way to do it.
He could do that too. I mean, he could create a Vietnamese-style bunker and pits with those little wooden stakes if he wanted to. I mean, it's his land.
You mean so he could just grow some bamboo in his front yard?
See,
and then cut off the stalks at an angle. He could go to a little
electrical fence, man. That's crazy. I guess they really must have been trashing his stuff.
To be honest,
I think the best part is I touched it. I got a slight shock. It wasn't that great. Well, what were you expecting?
And that's an adult. That was an adult that lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah. But, I don't blame them. A lot of the kids nowadays they don't have no respect for others.
No respect. They got no respect.
I love that.
Sorry,
Grim already sounds like an old man. These kids these days, you know how long they've been saying that? Oh, about 5,000 years.
Damn straight, and they still don't get off the lawn, Grande. What makes you think a trash can is going to help?
Now, back when I lived in Albuquerque, I used to have to clean up freaking graffiti on my freaking fence wall every week.
Well, I mean, this is, God. Don't get caught peeing on the electric fence. Maybe that'll teach them.
Don't want your kids getting electrocuted. Tell your kids don't touch the fence.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the. Let's move on to the next one. Funeral meal leaves at least 9 dead, dozen sick in Peru. What? That's so wrong.
It is, but
it is not right. That is not right. Oh my God. We've come to honor.
Oh.
God. Oh my God. All right, Lima. At least 9 people have died and dozens more became ill after eating contaminated food at a funeral in the Peruvian Andes, authorities said on Thursday. Health officials said that a total of 50 people were affected and 20 of those were hospitalized with stomach pains and vomiting after a wake the previous day in the Ayacucho region of south central Peru. Regional Health Director John Tinko told the Laredo radio station that the victims reported eating a meat dish and consuming a drink of fermented corn called chichicha. The food appeared to have contained organ phosphates, a family of chemical used in pesticides. Health Minister Silva Fisai said on local broadcaster RPP. Jesus. Prosecutors have taken samples of food and beverages served at the funeral for testing, the Attorney General's office said in a statement. Earlier, Peru's Civil Defense Agency in Dinse tweeted that 10 had died, but the tweet was later removed. Pisa said that there had been 2 incidents of organophosphate poisoning in the same region in recent months. In 2013, 23 Indian school children died after eating food contaminated with pesticide monocrotomus, a substitute that belongs to the organophosphate family. Oh my God.
Oh man, that sucks.
Talk about needing some government regulation. Jesus. Oh my God. God. That's crazy. A funeral leads to more funerals.
Pesticides suck.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have fired the caterer.
It's not wrong.
Well, what it was is they didn't freaking thoroughly clean that corn.
Yep. They didn't wash.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't eat corn.
They drank it.
Horchata. Your horchata at the funeral. This is awful. And I can't help laughing. Because there's 9 dead at a funeral from food.
It's funny because they're dead.
I like Stanley. Okay. I think
this one kind of left me speechless. We come to honor Jose. He led the wonderful life. Why is everyone passing out? Why are you throwing up? What's happening? God. Oh boy. Alright, let's get to some questions. Jesus.
JLY9. Question about the 7-star Visas Mara. Can you break down what heroic Sith triumvirate raid and territory war team she works best with? Also, is there a Zeta necessary?
I think we discussed this on Jedi Academy, right?
Yeah, I think that was
Jedi
Saturday.
Training Rey in Phase 1
Yeah.
is the best way to use her. Is the Zeta necessary? No, but it really helps with that team.
Ski Trooper. Question. I'm working Lando's Falcon up as a reinforcement as per Grimm's recommendation. What order do the Omegas need to be done?
The most important one is the unique. The other ones, you can get whenever you want to, but it's his unique that it makes it really badass. That's one where it has a chance to like dispel your opponents on its turn and all that stuff.
Old Jazz. Question. During the Embo event, I seem to remember him having 2 special attacks, but after unlock, I only see 1. Was I tripping?
Straight tripping, boo.
Yeah, there's 2 special attacks after you get his payout.
Wait. For who?
Yes.
For Embo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs the payout. He gains that elusive strikes ability after.
Camille Buhalski, what's the genesis of Dark Lord's Guild?
Well,
Sega. Next question.
when a mommy guild and a daddy guild love each other very much.
What's the genesis?
Mm-hmm.
The Sega. It's the Sega.
In the beginning,
I could go through a whole long list of how the guild came into being and its whole thing and how we're 11 guilds now. But if you really want to know, just join. And
we can just summarize it, right? It started with Skunk and ended with Stanley.
There you go.
there you go. That's a pretty good one.
That's the best one I've heard yet.
It pretty much covers it.
Kazakagi, too easy. Question, can you beat Treya teams with Tuskens and Ugnaught?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'd say yes.
Assuming that it's Treya with Ugnaughts and Tuskens herself.
Even then, I still give Treya a 80% chance of slaughtering that team.
I don't know. It depends on the Treya team. If you do Treya, Mob Enforcer, Ugnaught, and Tuskens,
All right,
and
you're just being mental. Next question, please.
Nathaniel Morgan, is Magma really better than Wedge?
Is Magma Trooper better than who?
Wedge.
For
He has
I
much
think
more
so.
use than
Well,
Wedge.
it's the context. I mean, it's the context. It's like Magma Trooper Thrawn combination against Treya is better than Danger Zone. Not that Danger Zone is bad. Danger Zone's very good, but Magma, once you get it all set up, does really well. But each character
Trade-off wise, Wedge has like a ship too, right? So anything you put in Wedge, you'll also get a GP boost with his ship.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's all.
but his ship's not.
I think Magma Trooper is just better overall. You can also use him in the Sith raid.
Yeah.
Because the ability works the same in the Sith raid, which is once you attack, if you start getting debuffs, and you can do that, you can actually use it against Nihilus. It's a little bit. You do need a little bit more tenacity and stuff, and people have been playing around with it. For the most part, it works better against Scion. But you can use it in the Sith raid. I think Magma Trooper's kit ends up being a little bit better than Wedge, but Wedge has a ship. It just kind of depends on what you like to put together. And I think Imperial Troopers ends up being a much more useful faction. And Rebels has too many as it is.
That's right.
Mock. Question, so we should just sell all gray and sub 5 dot mods?
No. It depends on where you are. So sub 5 dot mods, if they have good secondaries, use them. It's still not that hard. It's still not easy to get 15 speed secondaries on your mods, right? So if you have a 4 dot that has a 15 speed secondary, stick it on a character. You won't be able to slice it, but that doesn't mean it's not useful. With regards to the gray mods, if you're low on primary stats, if you don't have speed arrows, if you don't have crit damage triangles, even if you get one of those with like a 5 speed or something like that, save it. It's just not anything that you have to worry about slicing, but that doesn't mean you need to sell them. You don't sell anything if you don't have anything better for it. It's that simple.
Nathaniel Morgan, question, who should I farm from hard node? Rose Taku or Saintly Trooper? Obviously, Saintly Trooper.
Yeah, Range Trooper is amazing, man.
Rose Taku.
Why are those the only two choices?
How about you farm both?
Okay, so this is what I just noticed, by the way, the other day. All the new characters that have come out onto the hard nodes, did you realize that Rose is the only one that's on a light node? On a light side node? All of the other ones are dark side. So I'm like, okay, you know what? From now on, I'm only doing 3 Rose Taco attempts. I'm not even using all 8. Because otherwise, if she gets 7-star, I have nothing to do on light side for the dailies. Yeah. So I'm only doing 3 attempts on her every day now.
Well, or unless you have nothing else light side to farm hard node, then you can just get shards for those 3.
Yeah, I'd rather just get the shards and be semi-useful. That's slow. I mean, she's almost 7-star anyway. She'll finish off soon enough. I'm not in any hurry.
Sure.
But that's pretty bad how much they've loaded up dark side.
Mm-hmm. Nathaniel Miller, question, what's your balance suggestion between slicing and mod farming?
We can go around the corn here to figure it out. Mine would be figure out what teams you want to mod. Get them all double-digit speed secondaries first. If they don't have double-digit speed secondaries, keep on farming mods. Once you get double-digit secondaries on, or whatever mods you want, so it doesn't necessarily have to be speed. But if you're working on the mod aspect of it, mod up your useful characters first. So that includes your arena team, your territory war teams, and your Sith raid teams, or whatever your highest level raid is. Figure out what mods you want on those. Get double-digit secondaries on those for like speed or whatever, or triple digit 150 plus offense and whatnot, and then slice all those mods afterwards. Getting mods is still as important as slicing. Grande, what do you think?
Yeah, getting mods is super important. I mean, if you don't, I mean, here, what do you need, right? In order to slice, you need, 70-something, 80-something mods that you consider are worthy of being sliced. If you don't have those 70 or 80 mods that you think of as being worthy of being sliced, then the idea here is that you need to farm more mods. So I feel like it's a little of one and a little of the other. It's not just one and it's not just the other.
Nathaniel Morgan, question for Finn. What is an organophosphate and what does it do to the human body? We need a chemistry/biology lesson.
It's a pesticide. It's a chemical used in pesticides. It's essentially a poison to people. It can basically get rid of your breathing. So you have to basically flush it out of your system. And so typically when you have this, in order to treat it, you treat it with like atropine and you treat it with IV fluids. You basically try to get the organophosphate from stopping to bind with your ATP and preventing energy problems.
Somebody got a phone call.
That was me.
They're having an organophosphate problem, Finn. Go get them.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's Google.
I have a lunch.
They want your British search results back.
Andrew Sweeney, question, could I get a shout out to my guild Rebel Force Yavin 4? We just hit 45-star in light side territory battle for the first time.
Hey!
Way to go.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Yay.
Hey. Very nice accomplishment. Very nicely done. Shout out to your guild. Very nice.
Chewy, question. Do you think the Pixel Pick could be a new map or ship as opposed to a tune? Could it be a tune we already have that's getting a rework?
No.
Okay, so Grim has a different view on this, but I think when I did my Photoshop and I looked at everything, it's pretty sure that it's Django, but I know Grim has a different view.
Well, I spent a lot of time looking at this thing, running it through filters in Photoshop and After Effects and several editing programs, and personally to me, I think it looks like Chewbacca raising his arms, holding his bowcaster. So, I mean, the colors match up, and the silhouette matches up, so...
Chewbacca.
And to be honest, I don't think CG would spend that much time on something like that as to apply a bunch of filters to change colors and stuff. I mean, you know, that time is money for them. Why would they spend time on a lot of time on that instead of just, you know, pixelate filter. There you go. Send. Just saying.
Darius-san, what is your favorite Trey counter for Territory War, Danger Zone, Thragma, other? Also, what team comp do you use Visas Mar in?
I like Magma Thrawn myself, but Danger Zone's pretty good. I mean, they're both good. It's just Danger Zone, you need so much more. Oh, God.
Danger Zone, you have to have a Gear 12 wedge with the pieces on the left, or it doesn't really work. At least that's been my experience. So while it does work, the other thing too is that if you're gonna try to take out two Treya teams, which means you're gonna try to use Thrawn Magma, that means you have to put OG Han and CLS on R2 on that team, right? And then you've got to save Thrawn Magma and the other and some other key characters for offense in order to make Thrawn Magma work, right? So you can do it. It's just it takes away from defense in order to do it. Now, are there some other teams? You could save all your Treyas if you want to. Use Treyas on offense, and then you'll beat it every time. You could also potentially save Emperor Palpatine, or you could save Nihilus for offense. I mean, there are some other ways to do it. It's not super easy, right? I mean, you have to have those type teams. It's tough to get in there with Rex, for example. I mean, the Rex teams, there are some people with some really great Rex teams which can make it work. But you gotta really know what you're doing in order to make it work.
Captain Obvious, question, do the black eyeballs still show up in shipment store for anyone? I saw that it used to cost around 300 crystals for 20. Now it's 600 crystals for 20.
That's not what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked recently because I'm just hoarding crystals, so I haven't checked recently.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that, but...
I haven't seen the price increase either, so I'm not sure.
Could be.
Oh, on a different note, did you realize that they put timers now on territory battles?
Did they?
Yeah, there's a 20-minute timer on the battles.
It's to keep the loops from happening.
Yeah. I think that's their solution to the loop problem. There's a 20-minute timer now on territory battles.
20 freaking minute timer.
Yeah.
Spuds McKenzie, question, have you guys explored the updates to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg? If so, are there any highlights/tools that are noteworthy?
Well, they just did the Zeta thing that I just caught, so that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I think the use of GG for mods is going to go away with the in-game stuff.
It totally goes away.
Yeah, because GG doesn't search your non-equip mods. And if you look at the interface now that they have for the mods, it's exactly the same as what's in game. And I'm sure they developed in game, and we know that they talked to the GG guys already. Carrie posted that on the Reddit, like they talked to the GG guys about like all the stuff that's coming down the pipe. So I think part of that is they replicated on GG what they were planning on doing in game, which was based on the original GG anyways. But now most of the mod stuff, even though how you do it is going to be the same, you're going to use in-game stuff instead of
You're going to use in-game more than you're going to use GG. I agree. Yeah. Which means it's really hard for someone that's not the player to help the player now.
Yeah.
Unless you give them your login information, but we can't.
That's against terms of service, I think. So don't do that.
I understand, but I mean, we can't do what we used to do, right? Which what we used to do was we used to sit over there with GG open and just search, and we would tell people where to move the mods sometimes.
Well, we can, but yeah, we don't see the. We have to assume that their best mods, like we're doing now, right? We have to assume that their best mods are on characters.
Correct.
Which is a dangerous assumption now that you don't have to keep them up there. So, but yeah, the Zeta thing is nice. You can see your characters a little bit better. They've added the Zeta materials on your character thing now, so you can see it on your character tab now, where all your Zetas and stuff are. So it basically looks like what you're doing in game. Yeah, and I'm waiting for them to add a ships meta. I think that's going to be their next kind of big update, hopefully. It's going to be adding like a meta report for ships, so we can see what people are running in their like starting lineup and reinforcements and stuff.
Mateus Cavalcanti, question: how many territory war teams should I aim for? How many of them should be on the kill trail list?
Depends on where you are in your GP.
Mm-hmm.
Lower GPs, you shouldn't worry about Treya at all. It's unlikely that you're going to get Treyas. As you get into probably around I would say somewhere between 100 and 160, everyone should be able to have at least one Treya kill. Then, I mean, really, ideally, everybody should have one Treya kill, and that should be enough to kill every Treya team, since a guild can't have more than 50. But if you get to the point where you're higher, you might want to have a second team as a backup in case somebody else isn't able to do it. So above 160, maybe even 165, 170, you'll want two, but below 160 for sure, you really only need one, and more is just to help out your guild.
Revenator, question: anyone else seeing Voltron in the Pixel pick?
I wish.
Tits did, but she's not here to tell you why. And I'm probably going to die now. Don't worry, Saintly. I'll die with you.
Goodbye, Finn.
1L73. Question: is Grim really trying to use the Chewbacca defense? Because that does not make sense.
That's right. Damn Grim. Very bad man.
That's all the questions.
Well, perfect. It's time to end the stream. Hey, we got through all the questions, fellers. Oh, I'm going to have to get that one. Ah, damn it. Speed. Where's another speed? Oh, they both have speed.
We've talked about mods and stuff today because we've seen the comments. We've seen the comments on our video and whatnot.
Oh, God.
But if you have questions, hop on our Discord and we can discuss some more. Mods are very different now. I think people are forgetting the fact that there is slicing to be done, and slicing is a waste of mod energy, and you only have so much of that. And you don't want to waste your effort on things that you don't want to, that don't ultimately lead to something. So if you guys hop onto our Discord, we can always talk about it a little bit more and then discuss everything. So
there you go. All right, so we're going to end the stream there, guys. If, as I said before, you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on this video. If you haven't done it, go ahead and do it now. It really does help us get our name out there, and it helps us with monetization and being able to keep the content that we're doing up for you guys. So all your support really matters. As I said before, if you haven't checked out our Patreon, please do. Maybe consider becoming a Patreon member, supporting us in that aspect. We do this show every Monday through Friday, barring any holidays, which do come up once in a blue moon. But pretty much we're doing this Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. And then Wednesday we have a regular show. Saturday we have the Jedi Academy. And in between we do all kinds of stuff like D&D, Borderlands, Battlefront 2. So a lot of stuff in the works and happening right now. So On behalf of the crew, thank you guys for stopping by. Have a great rest of your Monday. Hope you get home safe and get through the rest of your day. And we will holler at you later. Peace.